The Baltimore Ravens have signed Odell Beckham Jr. I'm here to tell you why it's a game changer for this offense and why we should be excited as Ravens fans. We're stepping inside the film room back here on the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Go ahead, sound off in the comments, subscribe if you're new, and hit that like button and make sure you tap that bell to know when all videos go live. We're going in the film room right here on the Flex Zone podcast. What's going on, Flex Zone family? God's favorite host, Ravens fans, Ravens flock. We got us a number one receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. is a Baltimore Raven. I'm very excited about that. Odell is a Baltimore Raven. And if you know anything about the Flex Zone here, I've been a proponent of going out to get Odell. I thought it could have been a real possibility last year around the trade deadline after they didn't acquire a wide receiver. I thought Odell would have been a good fit, even though he is on the other side of 30, coming off two major injuries in the same knee. He's a guy that I think you did not have to give up a draft pick for. Yes, you had to pay him 1 year, $15 million, but you have to pay to play. Most receivers now that are pretty good are getting over $20 million a year. That's the starting price for a number one receiver. Yes, he's a little bit older. Yes, he's coming off of injury, but he's a big play, big time guy. He's a big time, I think, ego, but an ego that is controllable because he works hard and is a legitimate factor when he walks into your locker room, not only on the field, but off the field. He's a nationally known guy along with Lamar that can go hand in hand. And I think his personality is infectious and it gives everybody in the locker room confidence, especially the other receivers and especially the quarterback in the offense. I like it. I like Odell. I think he is a hardworking guy. Todd Monken, the new offensive coordinator, worked with him in Cleveland. While he didn't call the plays, we saw a lot of the influence of his scheme. He's a very versatile, unpredictable offensive coordinator who, if he wants to run the ball throughout the clock, he can, or if he wants to throw the ball 50 times and score 35 to 40 points. If they're playing from behind, if they get into a third and long situation where teams know they have to throw the ball, he can utilize all of his receiving options to make them a viable threat. Having Odell raving about his work ethic, having that stamp of approval is fantastic. The Jets fumbled the bag. They didn't want to match what Odell was willing to give them. We heard there were two or three teams. We knew he wasn't going back to the Rams. We knew that it was a real possibility if I had to bet that he would be a Jet with Aaron Rodgers, but they signed Alan Lazard. So they kind of priced themselves out of the Odell market with the money he was looking for. I personally might even take Odell over Alan Lazard as my number one receiver for the Ravens or just in general. You let me know in the comments. But Lazard is a bigger target, but is he only good because of Aaron Rodgers or is he good because he's an improving young wide receiver threat that we should be looking forward to heading into the future? I like Odell. You pair him, he would have been a third or fourth receiver with the Jets after Garrett Wilson and Lazard probably anyway. So he would not get probably as many opportunities as he's going to get here in Baltimore. And just think, this is his last chance at the bite of the apple. If he balls out, stays healthy, can play 14, 15 games, get us over 600 yards receiving, get 60, 70 catches, get 6 or 7 touchdowns, have a good yak number, I think Odell will be a guy that the Ravens could sign long term before the end of the season next year to a maybe 2 or 3 year deal just to spread it out against the cap with the cap going up. I think Odell could get you, like I said, if he can get you 60 to 65 catches, 600 yards, 700 yards, 6 or 7 touchdowns, I'm completely fine with it. He had only 550 so receiving yards his last full season. While I don't know if he'll eclipse that, he's the years older, injuries. Like I said, if he can get you 500 to 550 yards, 60 to 65 catches, 6 or 7 touchdowns, you take that. You take that because he brings legitimacy. But let's get into the film. Let's tell you why I think Odell is good for the Ravens and is really a game changer for this offense, especially with Todd Monken coming in here. As you can see, the first thing is the yak ability for Odell. He brings a legitimate yak threat to this offense that we did not really have last year. Rashad Bateman led us in yak, but we know his injury history. But I think having Odell, you can move him around from the X to the Y. He can be in the slot. He can be in the inside. He can be on the outside. He can be in the backfield. And I think he could help out a guy like Bateman really have big play opportunities. This is a third down opportunity here, and you just see 3rd and 4. Odell is in the slot. Odell does a fantastic job getting yards after the catch. He does a great job catching with his hands. He has a very good catch radius. And on 3rd down, you can put him inside at the slot. You can put him in situations where he is going to be moved around even and going to be used as the guy that is going to be thrown to on 3rd down. The defense knows he's going to have a good chance of getting the ball, but the question is, can you stop him? No. You play off of him, he'll go underneath. You play too tight on him, he still has the ability to run by you. Let's look at this next play. It actually was against the Ravens with the Rams. You've seen Odell get moved around here, and I like what Tom Monken's going to bring to this offense because I think we'll see some opportunities for a trips set. When was the last time we saw 3 wide receivers set in trips formation for the Ravens? Could you imagine Bateman, Beckham, Andrews in a threesome, or Andrews with Kohler and Likely, all 3 tight ends on that side, or maybe even Bateman, Duvernay, and Beckham in a trips set, 3 wide receiver set in the red zone with Lamar Jackson in an empty set, with maybe J.K. Dobbins spelled to his left, with another receiver, Isaiah Likely or whomever, Andrews isolated one-on-one. And then you see here Odell moved around. You can use him in a variety of ways by the goal. Odell brings swag. He brings yak ability, good catch radius, ability by he can still get you deep. He is, I think, one of his best assets is his deep ball ability. And he really did a really hell of a job. And this is one thing I want to see more of as well with the Ravens is in the red zone or on 3rd downs where we have Lamar just being able to throw the ball up to Odell, back shoulder, and he can use his hands to catch the ball. Great sideline awareness with the toe tap. And he really has the opportunity to really help your offense. The catch radius, the yak ability, the red zone, the sideline awareness. He's going to bring it all to this offense, and it's going to bring legitimacy. He's the guy that you will have to keep a safety high over the top because you got Odell, you got Beckham. I think Duvernay is going to be used better going deep down the sideline. Andrews, Likely, Dobbins, and Edwards out of the backfield. That's going to empty the box and create running lanes for Dobbins, for Edwards, for Lamar. You can't have 8-9 in the box anymore. You got to have safety help because Beckham, Bateman hopefully will be healthy. Duvernay, Andrews is an all-pro. And the offensive line is pretty good as well. So those are some things I wanted you guys to look at. Let's look at one more before I get out of here. But, I mean, you guys have heard all the videos. You guys have seen all the, I guess, overall just analysis about Odell. I really like the move. I give it an A personally. Yes, the age. Yes, the money. Yes, the lack of play over the past few years. But the pedigree, the big playability, the legitimacy, the hard work, the infectious confidence he will bring, I think is very important. This was in the Super Bowl, 3rd down. Odell run again. Yes, the Ravens don't have a Cooper Kupp. Yes, the Ravens don't have those weapons that they had with the Rams and Sean McVay calling the plays. But I think Monken's going to do a great job of utilizing what guys do best. Odell, some games may have 10 catches. Some games he may have 5. But I think he will use him in the best situations. As you can see there, Odell can go up and get it still. He has a very good catch radius, the yak ability. Underrated blocker, too. You want to run a football? I think he can block enough. Hell, I think he can play 14, 15 games. I'll take that from him. Like I said, 60 to 65 receptions, 500, 550 yards, 6 to 7 touchdowns. I think he can realistically possibly be in that mold. This is his last chance at the bite of the apple. He wants to earn big money, if not from the Ravens, which they could do before the end of next season, from somebody else, as he still feels like he has a lot of football left to give. And I think if you take what you saw in that Super Bowl, you take what you saw when the Browns were playing well under Monken with the offense, 2,000-yard receivers. When you take what you've seen with the pass to the Giants, you look at the situation he was in, he still was consistent. He has, I think, matured. He's a father now, and I think he's settled down a lot of the problems people may have with him. And I think he's would fit right in, bring that legitimacy and bring confidence to the Baltimore Ravens. I love the signing. I give it an A. I think Odell is definitely A. The Ravens went out there. They did what they took the swing. They got Lamar, but no more excuses. The offense is ready to rock and roll, and I think under Todd Monken, they have a real good opportunity to really excel, especially in the passing game. But let me know what you guys think of the film study. Do you want to see more of this in the future? Do you want to see more of this with the Ravens, more of this with the NFL, NBA, MLB? I'll break down the film for you guys. I'll talk about it. I'll point out specific plays if you want. You want film study throughout the upcoming NFL season? I got it for you. We'll do more of it. Got draft profiles coming up. Hit the subscribe button. Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the Odell signing. What do you think about the film? What does he bring well to the Ravens? What are some of the weaknesses he may present? I think the pros outweigh the cons. Hit the bell to know when all videos go live. Ravens videos all throughout the week. More content coming soon. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. I'm giving Odell an A. What number will he wear? Will he wear number 3? Crochet. He'll get kicked to the curb with number 3, but he'll have one of the highest selling jerseys right after Lamar Jackson, if not right up there with him, because it's going to be a very popular number. Whatever number he has, and you will see his jersey a lot this season. They have the opportunity now to compete with the Bengals at the receiver position. They can possibly play from behind against the KCs, the Buffaloes, the Miamis, the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, whomever else. But I like the signing. I think it presents legitimacy and it keeps Lamar Jackson here in Baltimore at least this season. Signing off, sound off, subscribe, like, hit the bell. More Ravens content coming to the channel soon on the Flex On Podcast, y'all. Peace.